Hello, I'm Mrs. Collin and I'm the Head of Science, and I'm here to talk to you about the science options. There are two options in science. You can either study double science, which is worth 2 GCSEs, or you can study triple science, which is 3 separate science GCSEs: chemistry, physics and biology. Whether you study double or whether you study triple, you will still study all 3 sciences. The difference is that in triple science you study more content, and so that is why it's worth 3 GCSEs. So to start, we have biology. So all of you, regardless of double or triple, will study cell biology, organisation, infection and response, so looking at things like disease and pathogens, which of course is very relevant at the moment. Bioenergetics is things like photosynthesis and respiration, homeostasis and response, inheritance, so genetics, variation, evolution and ecology. So those topics are studied by all, and that covers the double science biology. In chemistry, again, this will be studied by all. This is the core content for both double and triple science. So atomic structure, protons, neutrons, electrons, the periodic table, how it's arranged, etc. And then looking at things like the mole, some calculations, whether reactions get hotter or colder as they happen, rates of reaction. Organic chemistry is crude oil and looking at the compounds we can get from crude oil, so things like alkanes and alkenes. Then we go to chemical analysis, which is looking at things like gases. How do we identify different gases? Chemistry of the atmosphere, and then using resources. So everyone covers those topics. And then we have the physics. Again, all of you will look at energy, electricity, particle matter of model, atomic structure, forces, waves, magnetism and electromagnetism. Okay, so that is for all students regardless of whether you are on the double course or the triple course. If you are taking double science, you will take 6 exams. There are 2 exams for each of the sciences, because you must remember this is 2 GCSEs. Now, each of your exams will be 1 hour and 15 minutes, and you must take all foundation or all higher. If you take foundation, then the grades available to you are grades 1 to 5. So you still can get the grade 4 and 5 on the foundation papers. If you take the higher papers, you can access grades 4 all the way up to grade 9. Now you might think, well, I'm really good at chemistry and I'm not so good at biology. Can I mix and match? The answer, I'm afraid, is no. We will make the decision in year 11, so you'll have lots of time to practice and get to be the best that you can, and then your teachers will help you come to the decision about your tier of entry, and your teachers will work out the way that we think that you could get your best possible grade, and then we'll talk to you about that decision. Now, triple science covers all the topics that we've just talked about on the previous slides, but this is the extra content that turns the 2 GCSEs from double science into 3 separate GCSEs for chemistry, physics and biology. So in biology, looking at things like the brain, eye, plant diseases, evolution, trophic levels and ecosystems is how energy travels through the ecosystems. In chemistry, we have titrations, which are a method of working out the concentration of solutions, so doing calculations with the mole in solution, batteries and fuel cells, and then things like identification of ions. Now that has some crossover with forensics, in that it looks at things like how to identify, if you find a powder, how to identify what is in that powder, for example. And then we have physics, which looks at moments, pressure and fluid, lenses, so how light travels through different lenses, black body radiation, and then of course physics of space. Now, the triple science exams are equal in number to the double science exams. There are still 2 exams for each science. However, the exams are longer. So instead of it being 1 hour and 15 minutes as it is for double, each one of the exams is 1 hour and 45 minutes to allow for the extra contents to be examined. Again, tier of entry will be taken in 2nd term of year 11, so we give you a good length of time so that we can try and work out how to get you the best grades. What is different about triple science GCSE is that each GCSE requires a separate entry. So you may, for example, take a foundation paper in chemistry but a higher paper in physics, which in the double you can't do. All exams must be taken at the same tier. Okay, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to email me on jcollin@attleboroughacademy.org. Thank you for listening.